So I want to try to talk about some of the things, do's and don'ts that you would say on eBay, things to try to do to get your best price when buying, things to try to do when getting your best price when selling, and some things to maybe look out for to avoid. You want to find out what I'm talking about? Stick around. Welcome back, family. Thanks again for joining Ohana Comics. I really do appreciate you guys showing up here. I've been trying to track a lot of different things on eBay and doing a little bit of research, and I'm just using this as the eBay alone because that has very specific timed auctions. Sites like Instagram, Mercari, they list an item and it sells whenever it sells. But eBay, they have a definitive end to those auctions. And, that's going to affect, especially when you've got snipers at the end. So, the first thing to discuss is when is a good time to buy a comic book? Now, what I've found is I've gotten my best deals when I'm on the East Coast. So, I try to get up early and find comics or anything that I'm looking for that ends on the day that I'm looking at 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, maybe even 9 o'clock in the morning. The reason being is that eBay, for the United States, America is for the entire United States. So anything that ends 8 o'clock Eastern time is actually ending 5 o'clock in the morning on the West Coast. So you're going to eliminate a good portion of your West Coast snipers at this point. So yes, there are people that are going to set their alarm and get up early. There might be all-nighters that they're waiting to do that, and then they're going to go to sleep. But still, you're going to eliminate some of the competition. And just like on Whatnot, which has auctions that last about a minute or so, if you're going to a Whatnot auction that has 5 people in there as opposed to something that has 50 people in there, you're going to get your best deals on the 5 because you're going to have less competition. So you're also going to have less things for sale. You go on at 8 o'clock, something that ends at 8 o'clock at night, and you have 25 auctions that are ending every minute on eBay. But at 8 o'clock in the morning, might be one every 5 or 10 minutes. So that's the whole key, though, is I just try to reduce the amount of people that are competing with me. And a good point is that on Saturday, I saw an auction. It was ending at 8 o'clock in the morning for a Marvel Spotlight 32, first appearance of Spider-Woman. And also, this is another thing, watch your shipping costs. Because you might see a book that is extremely low in price and people are bidding on it, but it's coming from the UK and the guy's charging $70 in shipping. You have to factor that into how much you're actually paying for the book. If you're paying $100, you got to pay $50 for shipping. It's a $150 book. You find somebody else that has it for $140 and he's charging $5 shipping, it's actually cheaper. Well, you got to pay for the tax and it depends upon your state, but now you're nickel and diming. So don't pay $150 for a book that you can get for $150 with much less shipping cost. Keep that in mind. So I got my first appearance of Spider-Woman in an 8.0 for about $100 less than recent sales on this because it ended at 8 o'clock in the morning. I'll take $100 anytime somebody wants to give it to me. Thank you. Mine. I can buy more books. Yay! Conversely, when you want to list your books, and this is when you want to have the snipers working for you. You want to have more people that are actually going to be awake when the auction ends. Whenever you start your auction is what time it's going to finish. So if you start a 7-day auction, a 9-day auction, a 5-day auction, it doesn't matter. But if you started at 8 o'clock at night, when those days are up, it ends at 8 o'clock at night. So here's some fun facts here that you have to worry about is what else is on. I had 2 books listed that ended yesterday, and I forgot the World Series was on. So it's a small percentage. People could actually be on the phone and watch the World Series. Yes. People could be at a World Series party. Who knows? But if there's nothing going on and you're going to have your auction end, you want to be able to sell it for the most possible. So remember that your start time dictates your end time. So those 8 o'clock at night ones, it's 5 o'clock on the West Coast. 9 o'clock at night, it's 6 o'clock on the West Coast. That's when people have the chance to watch it. Now, what days of the week? Here's the big one. I always thought it would be Saturday, but I started doing some research, and it turns out that the average price for the same items across all 7 days a week, your highest price is auctions that end on a Wednesday. Go figure that. Hump day. Apparently people are bored and buying stuff. Or they're thinking about how much money they're getting in from their paycheck in 2 days. I don't know, but Wednesday seems to be the highest price by average of sales. Conversely, the lowest price is auctions that end on Sunday, followed very closely by Tuesday. So apparently nobody wants to buy anything on a Tuesday, but Wednesday they're buying. I don't know why. I don't understand it, but these are what a lot of people have done a lot of research on, tracked over thousands of sales of the same items, and so that Wednesdays, auctions that end on a Wednesday get you the highest price. Auctions that end on a Sunday or Tuesday get you your lowest price. So buy/sell accordingly. The other thing I wanted to talk about eBay, and this is not accusing any seller of this, okay? It's just something that popped into my mind because I'm getting ready to send my first submission for a pre-screen. And I've got like 3 copies of this or 4 copies of this. And I was thinking about people that go and buy 25 copies of a certain book and send it in for a pre-screen, because we see how our market's getting flooded now with a lot of these things. And I was thinking, well, what do people do with the books that don't make it? Hey, you send in 25 books and you get 15. What do you do with the other 10? And it clicked in my head that I see a lot of people selling investor lots. Now, again, this is not an accusation to any sellers on eBay. And, I'm showing a couple of pictures here that if you look, and I'm wondering, did these guys get 25 and send in some of these books, send in 25 books, and the books that came back that just missed, maybe they're 9.6s, maybe they're 9.4s, maybe they got damage in trade, I don't know. But they list them as near mint, which a 9.6 is. Are these the rejects from their pre-screens? I don't know. That's why I think if you're going to buy a book, especially if it's off of eBay, and you can't hold that book and check it yourself, your best bet is going to your LCS or going to a show, no doubt. But if you're going to buy a raw, buy it from a reputable seller. Buy it from somebody that has a rating more than 3. You know what I mean? If he's got 1,000 sales and 100% or 99 point whatever percent feedback, and everybody says item is as described, or even better condition than in pictured, whatever. Make sure that it's somebody that is reputable, because you don't want to get a bunch of books that you don't see anything wrong. Now, bear in mind also, 9.6 is one day or 9.8 the next, and vice versa. So you might get a lot of 10, 25, whatever comic books from somebody that are rejects. Send them in, and maybe you send in 25 and you get back 8 that come back as 9.8s because the grader's in a better mood. It'd be much nicer if you had 18. Okay? These are all books that were passed over for some reason. You just don't want to get stuck with somebody else's. So again, I'm just trying to give you guys some information, and hopefully you'll find this information to be helpful. Again, this is not an accusation towards anybody out there. It's just these are the possibilities that could be happening, and I want everybody to to enjoy this. Okay, this is comic books. It's supposed to make us smile, even when we're putting our money in and investing into it. It's comic books. It's not stocks. It's not bonds. It's not artwork. This is something that we're supposed to really enjoy. So hopefully you found this information helpful. If you did, please make sure that you smash like. Make sure that you're a subscriber. Leave a comment below on things that you've, positives or negatives that you've had in your eBay experiences. I'd love to all learn from each other and grow as a family. But until the next time that I see you, I'm out.